Just to clarify, because I know you're going to ask, in order to install a save file, firstly, head over to Documents, go over to Electronic Arts, The Sims 4, Saves, grab these save files and drag them into your game. Click on Load Game and then they'll show up. So the first one we are looking at is the Plumbella save file. It says it requires a lot of these packs. I've already had a look at it and it doesn't really need any of the other packs. I honestly thought it would be a base game one. I think she may have used stuff from other packs, but primarily it is base game. One thing I did notice at first was how much Willow Creek Park has been changed. It has been changed a lot. I'm not the biggest fan of Willow Creek Park, but it does look a lot more interesting now. We've got this really nice bridge. I've never been able to successfully do a bridge in The Sims 4, so hats off to anybody who can. Obviously, The Sims 4 base game doesn't really come with that much stuff for kids, so there's not that much here. There's a toy box set and a couple of doll houses to play with, and she's put potties there because if you think about it, it makes sense because obviously toddlers were added as a later update to The Sims 4, so there's no toddler appropriate stuff in a lot of the community lots, but she's added, for example, the potties so that toddlers can actually use the bathroom wherever they need to go, which seems like such a small thing but isn't in the base game, but it's cool. It also comes with a gardening patch and a maze, and it has something in there, a cowplant berry, which is quite cool. We also have a wedding, what they called, I always call them pavlovas, but it's not pavlova because that's a dessert. Pagoda. Anyway, you've got that in there, which looks quite nice. And it's made with a lot of the stuff. For example, these chairs actually came in a base game update, I think last year. So it's nice that it's updated with a lot of the newer stuff too. Every lot in the entire world has been changed, by the way, including all of the households. And she removed Bella Goth from the Goth household because Bella is supposed to be missing. So thank God for that. There are no starter homes here, but there's tons of pre-made lots with townies. She said that she made the families first and then built the lots around them, which I think is a really great way to go about it. Oh, look at that. It's raining. Absolutely lovely. So I believe she made these lots with gameplay in mind. So you know how a lot of world saves, they contain a lot of clutter. Sims 4 builders love to do clutter. And excuse me, why are you swimming in the rain? What are you doing? Press Sleep Masterson, get out of there. I believe she made this world save in mind with not having too much clutter so the houses actually function well. Also, by the way, all of the townies as well have relationships with other Sims, which is much more realistic. This world save, by the way, right now is limited to Willow Creek. She did say she'd do the other world. She hasn't updated it yet, so I don't know if she actually is going to do that or not, because I've done it before where I've created a world save and then I've just like left it because I couldn't be bothered to do it. So I mean, like, fair enough. But I feel like most Sims just playing Willow Creek anyway. Even so, all of the other worlds are untouched, so it is at least a nice addition to Willow Creek. This is the museum lot. It looks rather lovely. So I believe she did this one with activities in mind. So it has some game tables instead of the boring old chess tables that we always have. It's got the rocket ship thingy that you can make with. It has fun things to do like a science lab set, a junior starter wizard set, junior wizard starter set. I did not even know this existed in the Sims 4 base game. Well, there we go. Honestly, I had no idea. It's come with the virtual reality machine. We've got some artwork to look at that actually looks nice, unlike the original one. Honestly, the original museum in Willow Creek is horrendous. This is much nicer. Absolutely love the way this looks. It's actually got collections already in there. Tons of stuff to look at, which I really like. I'm not a fan of the frogs in cages. I am against animal cruelty. I'm sorry, Plumbella. I am holding that against you. Seems like we've got a kitchen area in here, which I wasn't expecting, and a dining room area, an art station so you can do some artwork. It seems like this was made with activities in mind. Next up, we have the Green Velvet nightclub. As you can see, it's undergone a massive change. Already you can see there's a rooftop bar with a fireplace and the dreaded 20th anniversary hot tub. So inside it's got a dance floor, although she hasn't used the get together stuff, but if you're in the get together pack, you probably could pop one of the, is it this one? Or maybe this one, like you could pop the dance floor on top of that and then it is get together compatible. So I absolutely love that. And it's got tons of bathrooms with showers, funnily enough. Wouldn't that be nice to have a shower in a nightclub? Why isn't that normalized? Right, I know I'm going a bit off topic, but like imagine being in a nightclub and you're like, oh my God, I just want to get a Mackey's or a kebab and go home. But you're like, first, like, let me just use this shower. Someone vomited all over me in the club. Like, I just want to shower off. Isn't that such a good idea? Yeah, absolutely love that one. The gym as well has been completely changed. It feels a lot more warehousey. It feels like a gym should feel, and it's got a really nice color theme, I think, like that. And then we have the library. This one again feels a lot nicer. I like the little computer desk there, a nice touch. The way the bookshelves are in there. It just feels like there's enough space for your Sims to move around and do things, but also it's been filled with a lot more enrichment. Like there's a lot more stuff to do in these lots, and that's something that I do really appreciate. The upper right neighborhood of the world also comes with a little park. See, this is what makes me miss at least having a semi-open world. If you had like a neighborhood open world, it'd be so much nicer with all these lots. It'd be so dynamic. I will say though, just looking at these lots from an outside though, they all have a very consistent theme, which I like, and they've been completely changed. Going on to the Pancake family. Oh, look at that. We've got LED strip lights in this room. This must be Bob's room. Oh my God, not the bloody cupcake machine. Where was the trigger warning? Where was the trigger warning? Pancakes have had their child. He looks absolutely terrified and upset. I wonder why. Probably hates his mum. The Pancake household was probably one of the most sad ones, and it has been changed up to look a lot nicer. So I give a lot of credit to that one as well. And again, just as I was saying before, look, there's relationships with all of the townies, although Bob doesn't like a lot of them. Also, I love how him and Eliza have a high friendship level, but they have no romance. I think it's a funny touch. Adds a bit of drama to it all. I've had a look at all of the lots in this, and they all look lovely. Even though it says in the world save that you need a lot of the packs, honestly, you don't. I have a feeling that she did build this with base game in mind. I didn't hear her mention it in her video, but like I have a very strong feeling that she built it with base game in mind. I haven't come across of any stuff of any of the other packs that I own, so I'm not sure what's gone on there, but it does feel very much base game. She's also added a brand new family, and they are called the Goth family, and the Goths and the Goths actually hate each other, which is quite interesting. And her name is Isabella Goth. A bit of lore there. Also, one thing that I can really appreciate, by the way, is that she's actually made an effort to give a lot of the townies skills and jobs and different like career levels of the jobs. Even though this save file is Willow Creek only, she has put a lot of effort into this. If you're looking for just something new, something a little bit different in your Willow Creek save file, I honestly cannot recommend this one enough. I have a feeling when it says you need all of the other packs, maybe she's just changed a couple of lots in some of the other worlds, but honestly, I would just ignore that completely. So next up, we have the Simlissy save file. This one is for all of the packs. I don't own Snowy Escape. I know I'm a Sims professional YouTuber who doesn't have all of the packs. If I was in the EA Creator Network, I would have all the packs, but I'm not. They rejected me, and I think the reason why is because I bitch about them too much online. Anyway, she's basically changed every single world, every single lot, like literally all of them, which is amazing. So one thing I always wanted was a restaurant along the harbour of the Cats and Dogs pack. Well, this one comes with one, which is very exciting. I think this one looks very lovely. I absolutely love the look of this restaurant. I think it looks really special. The world is populated with townies. This is a teen who lives alone, and he lives alone with his cat and his scatty dog. He is also rather scatty. Townies do have some relationships with other Sims. He also has some skills too. Although this is a very nice house for living alone. I'm not expecting that for this economy. What kind of social welfare exists in this world? I think I want it. Looking at Willow Creek, because I know you're curious, all of the lots have been changed and filled with loads of townies. There is one starter home lot, and this starter home lot is really great actually because of the way that it's built. You know, it's a bit weird. Well, I find it weird anyway in The Sims 4 that starter homes are already fully furnished. Well, this one is not fully furnished. It's furnished with the fixed features, things that you would normally find when you buy a house. They always have a bathroom and they always have a kitchen, but nothing else. I really appreciate about this save that it actually comes with empty rooms. I bloody love it. But like, it feels natural to know where things go. So for example, you pop a desk in here, for example. I really appreciate it. Every single time I do go into a house, it says items removed. But even so, like, if you still own a selection of the packs, I do think that you will enjoy this world save. Thank God the Landgrab family finally actually have a humongous house which suits them. And I must say, it is an extremely beautiful house. It looks like a house owned by billionaires. So that is definitely definitely a win for this world save. It's a lot more realistic. And a lot of the rooms, like, they just have character. Do you know what I mean? Like, looking at all of this, it just has so much character. And although Simlissy is one for a lot of clutter in a lot of her builds, a lot of the stuff in this world save isn't too cluttered and looks like you can play in it, which is great. Even a lot of the apartment buildings in San Myshuno are tremendously well done. This world save, I have not looked at every single lot because there are a lot, but I've looked at a lot of them in different worlds and they are all really fantastic. But one thing I will say is this world save is definitely meant for people who already own a lot of the packs already. If you don't own a substantial number of packs and only have maybe the base game plus a couple more packs, then this may not be for you. Oh my god, look at that. I apologize for getting sidetracked. I am amazed. I'm sure this lot will take ages to load up. It kind of reminds me of the Maldives. Oh, and you see it's got the massage stuff from Spa Day, which is quite cool. So yeah, this world save definitely integrates a lot of the elements from the other packs and brings them together. And it does so in a way which is incredibly beautiful. This is probably the most beautiful world save that I've ever seen. But I know not all of you own all of the packs, but for what it's worth, if you do own a hefty amount of packs, you'll probably enjoy this one. Next one, we're looking at Little Simsy's save. Now, as far as I'm aware, this is done up to Eco Lifestyle. Although Eco Lifestyle was the pack where the Sims team started getting a little bit better at building. So it's not like it's necessarily a bad thing. Looking at it from the offset, many of the lots have actually not been changed at all. She's filled most of them with different townies, but for the most part it's not very different, although Newcrest has been completely changed up. Again, as I don't own all of the packs, some things have been substituted or removed. Again, one thing I do appreciate about this world save is everything seems to be more function rather than fashion, so your Sims will be able to walk around everywhere because everything seems placed in a way that makes a lot of sense. Many of the households have been completely changed up, so if you look at Glimmerbrook, we have these two with some black cats, which is quite cool. Some of the townies do have relationships with other Sims, but others don't. Most of them do have jobs and they have some predetermined skills and things. I would say this is probably more of a build save than a gameplay save in terms of emphasis. There is still gameplay in it. There is still some different kind of relationships and all the townies have jobs and things. So it is definitely an alive world save, but there is definitely more of an emphasis on building. In a lot of the world, she has actually popped in some restaurants, which I like because I know a lot of Simmers do own dine out, so I think it's a very welcome change to the worlds. I personally like to put a restaurant in most of the worlds that my Sims live in my personal world save. That's right, I do have a world save. I'm never ever going to share it on YouTube. It's something that's more of like a hobby thing. Maybe one day I'll share it when it's complete, but I don't know if it will ever be complete, to be honest. This is an interesting lot. It's called the Singles lot, and this is in Dowsel Valley. It contains 3 separate houses, and it makes sense because this entire lot is literally huge in a place full of very small houses, so they've just broken it up and given you basically 3 households to play as. It's kind of like giving you the illusion that it's open world when it's not. I do feel like Little Simsy has made an effort to make a lot of it base game compatible with obviously the specific packs, but for what it's worth, I've had a look at not all of the lots because there are a lot, but the majority of them have been changed up. Although she hasn't really changed Strangeville. I know this is the one world that she complains about all of the time, so I'm surprised by that, but a lot of the worlds has been changed. It's more of a subtle change, I would say. So on the subject of Strangeville, this next one is kind of special for people who own the Strangeville pack. So this world save is basically Strangeville, but with the main Strangeville quest completed. So you know, if you don't own Strangeville, every single time you start a new world save, the Strangeville quest line has not been completed. But with this world save, the Strangeville quest line has been completed. So if you really want to live in the Strangeville world, but you don't want to have to deal with all of the annoying townies, you know, like when they walk around like this and they look a bit weird and possessed, it's basically removed that. So it hasn't changed anything. It's only basically just completed the Strangeville world quest, which is a very small subtle thing, but I think a very great thing. So we have another one here by Jenba Sims. So this one has completely overhauled Willow Creek. This one, by the way, day requires get to work, get together, city living, outdoor retreat, spa day, dine out, and a few of these stuff packs, although, oh, game failed to load. That's probably because you're supposed to actually restart your game before you start a save file, which I didn't do, which has probably corrupted it. Whoopsie daisy. I apologize for being lazy, I do. So behind the scenes, my save file corrupted, so I had to restart the game, but then my PC crashed, so I had to restart the PC, and then it crashed again, and then I restarted it again, and then it crashed again, and then I restarted it again. Anyway, that's not your problem. Here we are. Anyway, this one is an entire Willow Creek change. Firstly, it does include stuff from some of the other packs, although, again, it does feel like these kind of ones were done with base game in mind. The townies do seem to all have different relationships with other Sims. They all have skills, and they all have jobs, which is great. I'm not going to go over every single lot in this world. Most of them, though, are very much base game, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about with Willow Creek. Newcrest has also been completely filled, which is amazing. This is the park area that comes with Newcrest. It has been very liberal with all of the packs. The Newcrest area does contain a lot of stuff from a lot of packs, but for what it's worth, I think this is really beautiful. Jemba Sims has also redone the Magnolia Promenade. Now, I've just realized she's changed the names of the worlds. Can you do that? Is that possible? So according to Google, you can change the name of the world and it won't come up as a mod. I had no idea you could do that. Anyway, it contains 3 restaurants and a retail store. And taking a look at the retail store, it's like multiple retail lots together. So we've got, like, I don't know what you'd call this, a kitchenware shop. We've also got a clothes shop. And also there's an empty space up here if you want to sell some custom things as well, which is quite cool. She has done some minor changes to Oasis Springs, Windenburg and San Myshuno, but not massive changes. This one is solely just for Willow Creek, Newcrest and Magnolia Promenade. I can't believe she changed names. I didn't know you could do that. If you fancy creating your own world save, I will leave a download link to a save file which basically has removed every single lot from every single world. So if you do really want to start from scratch and have a go at it yourself, maybe get into a bit of building, then I'll leave a download link for this one as well. Obviously, world saves are very huge, so I couldn't fit loads into this video because otherwise the video would have been like hours long. If you would like to see me review some more world saves, perhaps by some other creators that you've never heard of before, please let me know down below. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure you watch the next one here. See you there.